Hello and welcome back to 100 Yards of Football, Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about our NCAA Week 6 preview of the Houston Cougars versus the Memphis Tigers, it's our host with the most, Mr. Logan Landers. How's it going, man?
What's up, Jeremiah? Talking some college football here. Coming in to Week 6, Houston, Memphis is going to be a great matchup this upcoming week.
Absolutely. And for everybody watching our video or listening to our podcast, we just want to thank you. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, hitting that notification button, and for leaving us amazing reviews over on our podcast platforms. It's because of you that we come here every single week with brand new coverage. We have a new podcast pretty much every day and new videos that pop out pretty much every day. So thank you so much for supporting us. You're the reason we're able to broadcast every single week here at 100 Yards of Football. So, Mr. Logan Landers, Houston versus Memphis. What do we have to look forward to out of this matchup?
Well, let's talk about these teams, man. Let's talk about these Houston Cougars first and foremost. Tough loss this past week to the Tulane Green Wave. Lost in OT 27-24. In that game, Clayton Tune, the QB, 22 of 33 passing, 208, 2 touchdowns. Not a bad day for him. No INTs also, but just not enough. The running game also pretty consistent. 48 carries for 175 yards as a team with one score, that coming from Brandon Campbell, who had 19 rushes for 66 total yards. Behind him was the quarterback, Clayton Tune, 14 carries for 56. The receiving core leading the way with Nathaniel Dell, 8 catches for 73 yards and 2 scores. Good day for him. With Keyshawn Carter being a big threat, 2 catches for 41 yards. He could be a good player in this upcoming game. As for the defense, Aldu led the way with 7 tackles, with Hogan behind him with 7 as well. As a squad, they had a total of 2 sacks coming from Nelson Caesar and then also from Jermichael Neal. They had 5 tackles for loss, 5 passes defended as well, with no INTs. Like I said, overtime loss, just absolute heartbreak. They did all they could, but just not enough in the end. Drops their record to 2-3 on the year in Houston. Going over to Memphis, man, there's a strong Tennessee vibe going on this show each and every single week, talking some Memphis football. And, man, they are looking very good this year. Record of 4-1. Lost their week 1 game, but have since went on a heck of a winning streak. Got a easy win against the Temple Owls this past week, 24-3. In that game, Seth Hennigan, the quarterback, 24 of 45 passing, not the most accurate, but still 195 yards and 1 touchdown. No INTs as well, so kept it clean. Also for the running game, well, guess who's leading there? It was also Hennigan. 19 carries for 60 yards. Also with Martin behind him with 3 carries for 52. As a team, they ran it 44 times for 136 yards with 2 touchdowns. Brandon Thomas was responsible for both of those. The receiving core, Caden Pricksorn led the way with 3 catches for 40 yards and a score. Behind him was Rock Taylor, great name, 4 catches for 38. Like I said, the defense was really good. Like I said, only gave up 3 points the whole ball game. No touchdowns allowed. Xavier Collins, 9 tackles, led the way with Greg Rubin behind him with 6. Only 1 sack on the day, and that was by Ducksworth. And they had a total of 4 tackles for loss, 4 pass defended. And the real key in this game, 3 interceptions. Xavier Collins had 1, Sincere Evans, and Tyler Murray had 1 also. So the Memphis defense was just absolutely crushing Temple the other day. And this is going to be a good matchup here, a later game, 7:30 Eastern, and it's going to be a good matchup with these, man. Memphis has been looking good on the scoreboard left and right. Houston, like I said, a tough loss the other week. But if I'm going to go with a final prediction in this one, who I think is going to win this one, who's going to improve their record, who's going to get a pivotal Week 6 win, I got to go with the Memphis Tigers, man. I just think that they are the hot hand. You can't bet against the hot hand right now. Like I said, on a 4-game win streak, and I got Memphis winning this one in a good game here. I'm going to go with Memphis getting the score of 34, and I'm going to go Houston 28. So a closer ball game. I think Houston's going to have a better day. I think they're going to come out the gates aggressive off that tough OT loss. But I just think overall, man, that Memphis defense is just absolutely tremendous, as well as the offense is clicking good right now also. And like I said, Houston just got to get it going a little bit better. And I think it's going to be a great ball game this upcoming week.
Absolutely. Well, you heard it here first, fans. That's the kind of information that we bring week in and week out here at 100 Yards of Football. It's one of the things that we love is to show you exactly the depth of each of these games. Well, if you're watching us live on our video, thank you so much. And if you're listening to our podcast, thank you again. But if you're not listening to our podcast, come and join us. Our podcast is 100 Yards of Football everywhere that you love to listen to podcasts, including on Spotify, which is where I usually listen, including on Apple Podcasts, plus iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon, everywhere that you love to listen to audio. So we'll be there for you. Just look for our 50-yard line football. And so thank you very much to Mr. Logan Landers for that NCAA Week 6 preview of the Houston Cougars versus the Memphis Tigers. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and we'll be right back with another live episode right after this.